Hello, 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 and welcome to the first edition of Fangirl Thursday in 2021. I am super, super excited to be here with you guys tonight. Feels like it has been forever since we have all gotten together and talked about one of my absolute favorite topics, books. So excited to be back with you guys. I have some exciting news to share with you guys as well. So let's dive right into some of that information. During the break, as you guys know, we shut down the blog for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. It gives us a chance to spend time with our families, to catch up on books, and just to recharge and regroup for the upcoming new year. So we are well rested. You will be seeing lots of new reviews coming in from Crystal very soon. You can look for those on the blog over at twogirlsinabook.com. We also have a new and exciting venture going on that we have partnered with a lot of authors and readers, and we have created the Two Girls in a Book Spotlight and Takeover page. And this is a group on Facebook. I have shared a link to it over in the comments, so if you want to check that out. What this group is it's a place for us to come together and chat about books, of course, one of our very favorite topics. And it's also a place for authors to come in on scheduled days, tell you about their new releases, talk to you about series that they have out, book sales that they have going on, cover reveals that they want to do, all things book. We are super excited to be doing this, and we just kicked it off this past week. We have 200 plus members in the group, including authors, readers, and other fans alike. And we recently kicked it off with the fabulously talented Elizabeth Kirk. Thank her so much for being my guinea pig and hopping on there and telling everybody about her books. It seemed to be a lot of fun. There was a lot of interaction in the group, and a lot of really cool questions were posted for Elizabeth. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, again, I posted the link over in the comments for you to take a look at. I went on today and did a little hosting show myself and posted links to my author page, to the blog, and also to the Two Girls in a Book page, and talked a little bit about what Crystal and I have going on in different avenues. And I also have a couple of giveaways posted. So again, if you're interested in checking those out, you gotta go to the group in the comments and check it out. So excited. So I don't know about you guys, but I got a lot of reading done over the holidays. Kind of got into a slump, a little bit of a funk. The holidays, just busy decorating and crafting, and then of course spending time with family, getting through the holidays. And COVID, of course, made that all very, very interesting this year. But we're not going to dwell on that. So moving forward into the new year, I have gotten past that slump of reading, and I dove into some really interesting books and some new to me authors as well. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about that. Up first, we are going to, if I can get the computer to work, there we go. We are going to talk about book 2 in the Baldoni Files. And it is a series from the amazingly talented Heather Mullins. Don't know if you guys have read anything by her yet, but she writes these amazing crime thrillers. And I'm going to tell you, I have been on a crime thrill kick this month. I have read 3 or 4 books in this genre already, and I am just in love with it, absolutely in love with it. Here in the second book from Heather Mullins, Deep Within, we get to meet the main character from the series, Angelo Baldino, once again. And in this series, he is trying to track down who is killing people and leaving a string of bodies all over Detroit. And it appears to be pointing to a local mobster, but it's never quite what it seems. And he actually has to go undercover in this one. And the thrills and the chills in this one. It was such a great story from Heather Mullins, and I hope you guys will check her out in this series as well. Let's see. Waiting on my computer to catch up. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. A little bit of synopsis from the book. Let's see. Angela has to go undercover to catch a killer, and this will test everything that he has ever believed in. Will he be able to keep his identity hidden, his sanity intact, or will he end up sleeping with the fishes? Dun, dun, dun. This is a really hardcore, gritty crime thriller. The author does not hold any punches when it comes to talking about the crime scene. There were a few times when I had to close the book and look away and just take a deep breath because the gag reflex was there. And honestly, that's just the sign of absolute brilliant reading. And here's what I had to say about it in my review. I have been devouring crime thrillers this month. Deep Within is written in the vein of Lindy Walker, Carolyn Ritter, Hasfinson, and James Patterson, just to name a few. I love the knowledge and depth that Mullins poured into this book. Filled with twists and turns, I was guessing right until the very end. And that ending, whew, that ending. Thankfully, the next book is already available. So I hope you guys will check her out. Again, that is Deep Within. It is book 2 in the series, and it is from Heather Mullins. And you can currently find it on Amazon. Diving right along and keeping with my theme of reading crime thrillers, I read a new book from a fantastic author. Her name is Carolyn Ritter Aspenson, and yes, I said her name wrong the first time. She's probably watching, and I'm probably going to hear about it, but it's okay because I never say her name right. Anywho, if you guys are fans of the show, then you know that I'm a huge fan of hers. She has in the past written a couple of cozy mystery series as well as a psychic medium series as well. So this is something new for her, something darker and grittier from her. And I have to say, I loved it. It really had that James Patterson feel to it. Now, I know I'm probably dating myself when I say this because you younger people will not remember how back in the day, James Patterson actually wrote his own books. He didn't pair up with anyone else. There was no one else writing them for him or what have you. He actually wrote his own books. And he had a series called the Alex Cross series, and it was the detective series, and I loved it. It was one of my all-time favorite series to read, and it was just dark and gritty, edge of your seat, grip the book and everything, and I loved it. And I haven't really found anything that made me feel that way again until I met the main character of this new series from Carolyn. And the book series, or the book is called Damaging Secrets. And the main character is Rachel Ryder. And of course, she's got one heck of a backstory. She's come from Chicago and she's moved to a small town in Georgia. She's kind of sort of running from her past. She's had some things happen that get delved into throughout the story. And so I won't say much about that because I don't want to spoil anything. But she comes to this small town in Georgia. She's a police detective, and you know, it's Georgia. It's small town USA. It's the good old boy system, and she's just having a hard time fitting in. The first major case that she lands is the murder of a local politician. But everyone is wanting her to say that it was a suicide, and they want her to just sweep it under the rug. And that's not Rachel. I mean, she's got a set on her like a grown man, let me tell you. And she's not having any of that. So it's really nice to see this darker edgier side of this author who I've loved for years, and I am absolutely obsessed with this new series from her. You can snag it for free. It is available in Kindle Unlimited on Amazon, so you can check it out there as well. And I hope you guys will give it a shot. I think you're gonna like it. It was something new, something different from this author, but she did a fantastic job. She nailed it once again. So hope you guys will check that out. Again, it's Damaging Secrets from Carolyn Ritter Aspenson. Dun, dun, dun. Moving right along. Again, if you are a fan of the page, you guys know I love me some Kelly Martin. She is the absolute queen of horror, hands down. I don't care who you are. Love, love, love her. Last year, she came out with What Rachel Did. She published it with Monster Ivy, and it is a middle grade horror. This year, she's doing the exact same thing with Fake Nora. Guys, I don't know if you're like me, but mirrors and horror stories just seem to go hand in hand. There is nothing creepier than a dark house with a dusty, dirty mirror with some cobwebs hanging on it. And of course, that's exactly what Kelly Martin puts in her book, Fake Nora. Again, like I was saying, this is a middle grade horror, but it does have some thrills and chills in it, even for us adults. In this particular rendition, Nora goes into an antique store with her mother, and there is a covered antique mirror with a sign that says, "Do not touch." Now, to a 12-year-old, of course, that's like saying, rip off the covers and dive right in, because that's exactly what Nora did. And that was her downfall. It just goes downhill for her from there. Nora ends up in the reflection land, and fake Nora ends up in the real world and tries to take over Nora's life. I'm telling you, it's terrifying. Part of my review went a little something like this. As if urban legends hadn't given us enough reasons to be terrified of mirrors, Martin's Fake Nora is sure to leave us clamoring to cover them all. If Stephen King wrote middle grade horror, I imagine it would go something like this. She has wowed fans for years with her spooky, creeptastic chills for adults, and now she is ensnaring the preteens as well. I highly recommend this book, whether you're looking to give it to a preteen to read, whether you're going to read it yourself. It's fantastic. If you are a fan of Kelly like I am, you are going to absolutely love this new book from her. It is available for pre-order. You can get it on the Monster Ivy page, so make sure you guys check that out. Diving again into a brand new series. This is a new series from Becca Vincenza. Now, there are certain authors that I will one-click whenever they have a new book come out. It doesn't matter which one of their series it's from, what it's about, whether it's paranormal, fantasy, what have you. And Becca Vincenza is one of them. If you guys are not familiar with her, she is a fantastic writer. She has this brand new series called the Sidekick Chronicles coming out, and book 1 just released this week. It is actually the prequel to her new urban fantasy series. And oh my gosh, if you love reading about a fantastic female lead who's the heroine of her story, she's just badass. She kicks butt, she's taking names. This is the series for it. I loved everything about this. I blew through the opening book in just a couple of hours. I could not put it down. It was so much fun. And it was kind of relatable too, because Six is the sidekick to Anna. And oh my gosh, Six could have totally been me in school. just the nerd that kept to herself and everything. Oh my gosh, so relatable. I loved it. I flew through this action-packed thrill ride opening to Becca Vincenza's new series, and I cannot wait to dive into the next installment. This new series from her has all of my favorite things. It's got fae, it's got werewolves, it's got hot guys, it's got kick butt hero, and it's just the prequel. I can't wait to see where else the story goes. Six is amazing as Anna's sidekick, and seriously, all of us could totally be Six in this situation. Love, love, love her. Loving this new series from Becca Vincenza. And it is available on Kindle Unlimited, so you guys can snag it for free right now. So make sure you check it out. Also, if you go back through the comments and you pop over to the new group that I talked about in the beginning, there is a giveaway happening over there for the prequel in this story that I'm giving away. So another reason to check out the new group I've got going on. Diving right into the next story, I have had Harper by Joe Cassidy on my to-be-read list for quite some time. I really just wasn't sure if it was going to be my cup of tea or not. And I don't know what I was thinking. It came highly recommended from several people, but again, I wasn't really sure it was my thing. Kind of shoved it to the side. Well, I've read some other books from this author that I absolutely loved. So I thought, hey, I'm going to give it a shot. Holy crap. What was I thinking? Why didn't I read this sooner? Oh my gosh. This book was amazing. It's a YA post-apocalyptic thriller. It's got all this technology. It's got this geeky girl who knows all about computers and weapons and how to be a stealthy little ninja. She's 16 years old and she's sneaking into apartments and she's, stealing secrets for the government and all this kind of stuff. And I'm totally going to date myself when I say this, but do you guys remember way back in the day, the television show called La Femme Nikita? Oh my gosh, she's totally La Femme Nikita. Mind blown, mind blown. Loved it, absolutely loved it. And there happens to be a follow-up book coming out to Harper later this year. And I can't wait. I'll have more information on that, hopefully for you guys very, very soon. But again, Harper from Joe Cassidy gets a solid 5 stars for me, and I cannot wait until the next one in this series comes out. Wrapping up my January reads is the Daphne's Questionable Bet by Sarah Jo Clough. An interesting little tidbit here for you guys who didn't already know this. Joe Cassidy and Sarah Jo Clough are actually the same person. It's just 2 alter egos of the same author. One, she writes YA fantasy, YA paranormal, and YA thrillers. And the other, she writes YA romance and rom-coms. So, wow, 2 completely different things there. I first read, what was it? Filler Friend from Sarah back in December. And it was such a fun, unexpected read for me because I'm not really one for the romance and the frou-frou stuff, but it was so much more than that. And it was so funny and so cute that I had to jump onto the bandwagon and grab a copy of Daphne's Questionable Bet when the ARCs became available from her publisher, Monster Ivy. This book is coming out on February the 2nd. And another little tidbit for you guys, Sarah is going to be my guest on February the 4th to come on and talk about this book in depth and give us a little insight into some of her other works that she's got going on. And we're just going to have fun and chat and talk books with her. Now, in Daphne's Questionable Bet, Daphne and her mother move back home to California, and their next door neighbors just so happen to be the same person who tried to win Daphne's father's heart back in high school. But of course, Daphne's mom won out, and that's where that story went. So it's really weird that they end up living right next door to this woman who still holds a grudge against Daphne's mom and somehow manages to rope her daughter into it. And so Daphne and Sierra from next door have this ridiculous bet about who's going to take the hot guy at school to prom. And madness just ensues from there. Daphne is so quirky. She's so much fun. And she has her own little Daphne's little playlist going on in her head. So whenever things are happening to her, she always has a song in her head that goes along with it. She's just fun and quirky, and this rom-com was just so funny, and I enjoyed it so much. And here's a little tidbit from my review. A questionable bet, a scandalous photo, a stalker, and a lion fountain pretty much sums up the fantastic story of Daphne's questionable bet. This YA rom-com had me laughing and crying. Daphne is such a relatable character, no matter your age. As a woman of 35 years and holding, and you people hush, Daphne brought back memories from my high school years. No matter the decade, bullies seem to evolve, like the weed you can't seem to fully get rid of from your yard. They're always there. Daphne truly handles herself with grace and dignity. I would not have and did not handle myself with grace and dignity in high school. I didn't manage to rein in my wrath nearly as well or nearly as long as Daphne did, but that's a whole other story. I laughed and I cried while reading this book. She dances to the beat of her own drum, and we could all learn a little something from Daphne. I hope you guys have enjoyed these little tidbits in these new books that I have told you about. If you have any questions about any books that I have talked about tonight, please go ahead and post them over in the comments, and I will stroll through and see what we have going on. Looks like we have Elizabeth Kirk with us this evening. Hello, Elizabeth. I appreciate you joining me. Yes, I love a good cursed antique, and I know you do too. Fake Nora from Kelly Martin actually comes out on March the 2nd. It is available for pre-order right now, and it is all about antiques. Nora's mother loves antiques. She loves to go antique shopping, and every Saturday, that's the little adventure that she and Nora have together. So it was really fun reading about them going into the little shops and certain little items that they were drawn to and things that they picked up. Antique mirrors are creepy, so yeah, there's that. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and get those posted for me. I can't wait to see them. Now, I know that Facebook likes to hide my comments when I'm on here live, so I'm going to pop on really quick and take a look and make sure that if you guys have posted anything, I'm not missing it. Yeah, there's that. Oops, didn't turn the volume off. Looks like we have quite a few people over on the other page, and of course I can't see any of them. I'm so sorry, guys. Mary Eager is with us and says that her niece loves horror. She has to be careful because she has vivid nightmares with them, but she will definitely let her niece know about it. Fake Nora is fantastic, guys. Yeah, you're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love it. Hi, Jody. Thank you so much for popping in. Hello, Betsy. Hi, Mary Gray, Cami Larson. Thank you guys so much for popping in and checking everything out with me tonight. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. As always, you can pop over to the Two Girls and a Book page as well. And, excuse me, to the Two Girls and a Book page to catch up on all of my reviews. Or you can pop over to the twogirlsinabook.com and click on the blog and catch a list of all of the books that were mentioned in tonight's wrap up, as well as buy links for each and every one of them, and pre-order links for Fake Nora and Daphne's Questionable Bet as well. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me so much tonight. As always, it has been an absolute blast. I've had so much fun with you guys. I will be back with you on February the 4th with Sarah to talk about Daphne's Questionable Bet. And then on February the 11th, we are going to have Carolyn Ritter Aspenson with us to talk about her new crime thriller series, Damaging Secrets. And so far, let's see, who else do I have booked? On February the 25th, we are going to have the amazingly talented Becca Vincenza here with us to talk about her brand new Sidekick Chronicles series. I can't wait to find out some behind the scenes information on that series. It looks like it's going to be amazing. Make sure you grab the first book in the series, the prequel, 6 in the Beginning. It's available on Kindle Unlimited. That's all I got for you guys tonight. I appreciate you popping in and hanging out with me. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you all next week.